1840 something happened. A prophecy in the what's called the trumpets, the sixth trumpet. There was a prophecy which outlined the fall of the Ottoman Empire, and there was someone called Josiah Litch, and he gave the prediction that the Ottoman Empire would collapse exactly on the 11th of August 1840, and he based that on the day for a year principle. We find this in great controversy. And when that took place, a lot of people said that this is a joke. But when the date came, 11th of August 1840, the Ottoman Empire collapsed. And thousands of people embraced the message. There was a power that was given to the first and second angels' messages that took place in 1840. Sorry, the first angel's message in 1840. The second angel's message came in 1842. What was the second angel's message? What does it say? The second angel's message, anyone? Come out of her, my people. What happened in 1842? Anyone? The doors of the churches were closed to the Millerite preachers. Between 1840 and 1842, all the churches said, we want William Miller, we want the Millerites to come preach. But in 1842, the churches shut the door. They said, this is error, we don't believe this. And then in 1843, they recognized that this was fulfillment of the second angel's messages. And that's when they believed, between 1843 and 1844, that the churches now were Babylon, or part of Babylon. It was not best for the people to know these things, for their faith must necessarily be tested. And brothers and sisters, our faith is going to be tested shortly too. In the order of God, most wonderful and advanced truths would be proclaimed. The first and second angels' messages were to be proclaimed, but no further light was to be revealed before these messages had done their specific work. This is represented by the angel standing with one foot on the sea, proclaiming with the most solemn oath that time should be no longer. This time which the angel declares with a solemn oath is not the end of this world's history, neither of probationary time, but of prophetic time. And we understand that at the time of 1844, there is no more prophetic time after that. And today we have a lot of people reinterpreting time prophecies. We have the 1290, 1335 coming up with all kinds of dates. But we're told in the spirit of prophecy in the Bible that time is no longer. Prophetic time stops, which should precede the advent of our Lord. That is, the people will not have another message upon definite time. After this period of time, reaching from 1842 to 1844, there can be no definite tracing of the prophetic time. The longest reckoning reaches to the autumn of 1844. The angel's position with one foot on the sea, the other on the land, signifies the wide extent of the proclamation of the message. It will cross the broad waters and be proclaimed in other countries, even to all the world. The comprehension of truth, the glad reception of the message, is represented in the eating of the little book. The truth in regard to the time of the advent of our Lord was a precious message to our souls. The angel who unites in the proclamation of the third message is to lighten the whole earth with his glory. A work of worldwide extent and unwanted power is here brought to view. The Advent movement of 1840 to 44 was a glorious manifestation of the power of God. The first message was carried to every missionary station in the world. And in this country, there was the greatest religious interest which has been witnessed in any land since the Reformation of the 16th century. But these are to be far exceeded by the mighty movement under the loud cry. Where do we find this movement under the loud cry? Revelation 18. Revelation 18 is exactly the same message as Revelation 14, the second angel's message. So we're told that this great manifestation of power between 1840 and 1844, we're going to exceed it in our time before Christ's coming. The work will be similar to that of the day of Pentecost. Servants of God and their faces lighted up and shining with holy consecration hasten from place to place to proclaim the warning from heaven. You see, we talk a lot about the latter rain, and we talk about the great revival and second Pentecost and Pentecost again, and all our revival series is, Pentecost number 2 or Pentecost number 3. But how I'm understanding is the only way we're going to receive this power of the latter rain is if we fully understand the message of the Millerite movement and what they represented and what they taught. In Revelation chapter 22 it says, "And he saith unto me, Seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still, and he which is filthy, let him be filthy still, and he that is righteous, let him be righteous still, and he that is holy, let him be holy still." When does this take place? At where? At the close of probation. So what does verse 10 say? It says, "Seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book." So in chapter 10 we had the 7 thunders are sealed, but now just before the close of probation we're told to unseal it. So very soon this thing of the 7 thunders is going to be made plain and clear to the people of God. As the pioneers were aging, Sister White gave special instruction to John Loughborough. She said that as the pioneers are dying, new people coming to church are no longer understanding who we are and where we came from. And he was given a special work to go around the churches to relive the 1840 to 1844 experience and how the church started and how we became Seventhday Adventists. And I think in the 17, 18 years that I've been an Adventist, I think I've only ever seen one presentation on the history of the church and a little set of videos called Keepers of the Flame. Nothing else. And I think the time now has come that we need to go back to the pioneers so that we stop getting ourselves into trouble and into problems. This is taken from Review and Herald, August 19, 1890. When the third angel's message is preached as it should be, what happens? Power attends its proclamation, and it becomes an abiding influence. It must be attended with divine power, or it will accomplish nothing. I am often referred to the parable of the 10 virgins, 5 of whom were wise and 5 foolish. This parable has been, and what? And will be fulfilled to the very letter. For it has a special application to what time? This time. And like the third angel's message, has been fulfilled and will continue to be present truth till the close of time. I tell you, when we read that, there's a lot there. When we go back to the parable of the 10 virgins, we see that you had 5 foolish, 5 wise, and they were sleeping. And then what happened? What woke them up? The midnight cry. What was the midnight cry? The midnight cry was the prophetic message given to William Miller. That's what woke the people up. Then what happened? The foolish realized they didn't have enough oil. So they asked the wise, "Can we have some oil?" They said, "No, you need to go and buy some." Then the wise go into the banquet hall, and the doors are closed. And we know that time period when the doors are closed is going to parallel today with I believe the national Sunday law that's about to hit us. That's what's going to happen. But when did the close of probation really take place for the foolish virgins? Was it when the doors closed, or was it before? It was before, wasn't it? It was while they were sleeping. And we all believe that Jesus is coming back soon and the Sunday laws are coming, but we have to remember that the close of probation for God's people will close sometime before the Sunday laws even come about. And to me that is a scary thought. We think that when the Sunday law comes, that's it, we can be ready. It will be too late. We have to start making decisions. Are we going to be foolish or wise virgins? And what we do today will affect in which resurrection we come up in. There's a great war taking place. There's a great war taking place today, isn't it, between Christ and Satan. Hatred